by Mohammed Wilkerson.
We believe it out here. Let's turn up the night, y'all.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the first Rap Fantasy League Battle Royale. You're watching Bruce Lively right now with Team Box Cutter, and in a minute you're gonna hear from Josh from All G's React team, who we were up against. This is week 7, one of the most anticipated weeks in all of our time here at the Fantasy League. This is the video where we announce the winner of week 7. You saw the head-to-head, and we were so in-depth on this one that I believe this winning video is going to be short, but we'll let you know the scores and why they got them. Eminem, Rap God, versus Big Pun, Capital Punishment. It was crazy. It was close. First thing we're going to do is remind you of all the categories. First category, skill. Skill and flow also includes difficulty. Next category, musicality. Musicality includes, well, I'll explain later. After that, video creativity or visual creativity, influence, and culturally significant content. With that being said, I'm gonna let my man Josh take it away.
Welcome to the winner video between Eminem and Big Pun. So, as you all know, I'm here to bring you those scores for the visual creativity, the influence, and the content of cultural importance. And it's time to see how our artists stacked up. So we have first video. Eminem takes this one an easy 10-0 because Big Pun didn't have a video. And some of y'all probably wondering, well, why would you do that? Well, this is strategy as well. You know what I'm saying? You may sacrifice a category to win another category. Let's say you have a song that's just full of a lot of skill, but it ain't got no video for it. You know what I mean? So you may sacrifice to say, I sacrifice the video if I know I can beat him out of skill and musicality. So that's how that goes down. So our group over here at All G's React, the song that was picked was Capital Punishment. It had the most votes, but it did not have a video. So Eminem easily wins 10-0 on visual creativity. It was shot well, had a lot of different elements in it, sci-fi, a lot of cultural, and what we mean by culture, different culture, you know, TV culture, movie culture, you know, video game culture. There's a lot of different elements in that video. So easy 10-0 for Eminem. Up next, we have influence. And Big Pun takes influence 10 to Eminem's 5. Influence is also one of those things. I know some of you Eminem fans are going to be like, Eminem's huge, he's big, he's this, he's that. Well, one, it was the matchup. Eminem is using a style that he got from Big Pun. So, chestnut checkers. You have to be very careful sometimes with these matchups. So, therefore, Big Pun, their influence outweighs Eminem's simply because the style that Eminem is using, and as used very often, comes from Big Pun. It's one that Big Pun has been using, has molded to be known as one of his own styles. So he beats him out there. As far as recognition with Grammys, M has Grammys, Big Pun has Grammys, but there's a significant difference. Big Pun being one of the first Hispanic rappers to ever win a Grammy, that's huge, first off. Secondly, even Fat Joe says he was one of the first Puerto Rican rappers, also huge. It means he started something that others could easily follow and pick up and inspire in such a great way. While M is a very successful rapper, he's not like the first white rapper. You get what I mean? He's a very successful one. There's been others before him that are also highly known that he pulled influences from. Being the first Puerto Rican to therefore push and inspire like that, man, you just can't. It's so difficult to beat such a thing. So Big Pun takes it 10 to Eminem's 5 influence. In content of cultural importance, Big Pun takes this one 10 to Eminem's 5. Now I know y'all are probably saying there's a lot of content in Rap God. Of course there is, but the thing about Rap God is the song is mainly centered around M and M telling you what makes him a rap god. Whether it be some of his influences, like he'll mention Rakim, Pac, but it's all equating to the fact that here is me, and those are some of my influences. He even talks about there's something that happened with Ray J and Fabulous. You know what I mean? But it's still equating to, like, man, I was watching this, and he just puts it into the rap itself. This is really a show of skill and ability. So the song is mainly centered around what makes Eminem a rap god. Big Pun's song is more centered around a lot of different things within the culture. We're talking ownership. When he talks about his sister buying land with no loan, that bar by itself is very, very deep important, because he's talking about not taking out loans and not taking money to end up in debt. He talks about that in the rap, about being stuck in debt. He talks about not getting a 9-to-5 job and would rather sell marijuana. He does that because he's talking about how the government takes a portion of your pay, and it's better to hustle something wholesale and keep most of your money. He talks about people being in and out of the system, some of those being sexually assaulted while in the system, how they deal with it. He goes and branches into so many different things within Capital Punishment. It was only 2 verses of his. Even the hook is full of content itself. So he therefore beats out Eminem 10 to 5 on content of cultural importance. Well, my deed is done. I'm going to hand this on over to Bruce, and Bruce is going to finish this out for you guys. Go ahead, Bruce.
Thank you, Josh, for that. Now, it comes to me for skill and musicality. Skill and flow and difficulty and musicality. Let's start with the skill and flow. I mentioned over and over again, go watch the head-to-head, you will see it, you'll hear it. Eminem literally had 6 minutes of changing styles and acrobatic flipping, amazing places where he rhymed with it, where every sentence had words that rhyme with themselves within the sentence. That's called secondary rhymes. And primary rhymes, where the end of a sentence or the end of a bar rhymed with the end of another bar, right? Whether it's haiku or whether it's just AB, this is what Eminem does. Then he adds difficulty on top of it by going with 30-second notes. If you guys don't know how fast that is, that's twice as fast as 16th notes, which is twice as fast as 8th notes, which is twice as fast as whatever the beat is. Yes, that's how fast he was going at one point. That's difficulty. And some of those are even hard to catch where the rhyme ended in the beat. So he won that, but not by much. The old killer, the old school originator, Big Pun, with 2 verses only, almost had, take a look, you can see I don't know if you can see it, almost had as many marks, right? With every single time I heard that same thing that he was doing, from the beginning to the end of his 2 verses, and he ended up only losing by 1 point. Pun actually had 21 times. 21 times in 2 verses. It ended up being Eminem wins skill by a hair, 10-9. Next, we gotta talk about musicality. This one, M wins almost by default because old school hip hop, although when we talk about timbre, which is the sound of the instruments, Big Pun's producer in that song, Capital Punishment, really worked, man. The bass was full and thick. You heard the warmth of the vinyl that he actually took the sample from. The strings in the background, right? Where musicality fails for Big Pun was in song form, because also in the old school, they didn't do much in the way of changing up chord structures or different keys. Like, did it change keys? No. Did the song form change at all? No. Did they even add anything for the chorus? No, it's just another voice for the chorus. Did they, did they stop the beat at integral times? Yeah, it stopped, but not really that much. Every time was counted though. But when it comes down to it, a 6-minute song from Eminem, Rap God changes into a snap beat for like 50 seconds. It has pauses where the beat comes out and it's just keys and other intricate sounds holding it together. It changes during the chorus, during the hook, to add more elevation and more tension to the song. It does the same thing as Eminem's voice changes to become part of the beat, where he slows it down or detunes his voice to have a lower register, or stacks his voice together on top of a beat while adding in other nuances. As for 6 minutes, they actually made a beat not just drone on and on, boom, boom, click with a piano behind it or even violins. They actually changed the beat up so many times that he had to be awarded for that type of musicality, that type of creativity, even though I don't think that bass drum sound was as good as the one in Big Pun, but that's the only thing that Capital Punishment had over Eminem's song, Rap God. I gave Big Pun a 6. All G's React gave it a 7, so we split it at 5.5. Eminem wins musicality, 10-5.5. Now we also have one more thing to say. You guys see this. You saw the points. In the by rules, page 10, section B, 1.2, paragraph 8. The rules are gonna be like this, man. If you lose by less than 5 points, because you didn't have a video, we're gonna put an asterisk by that name. That asterisk is gonna get you something, and you guys choose. Either an extra draft spot, you get to draft one more player next year when we do it again, maybe a runoff at the end of the season, but something, because after all, this is music, and we're not here to just be ridiculous, right? The truth is, if Big Pun had another verse, he would have won without a video. So it goes to show that if he had a video, even 3 points, 2 points, 4 points, he would have beat Eminem or tied. That has to go for something. We're gonna put an asterisk by his name, and we're gonna let our viewers on both sides of the aisle decide what that asterisk means. Eminem wins this 40-35.5. Asterisks. Listen, you guys tell us what it is. Usually, for people who are on Team Box Cutter, you know at 9:30 tonight, that's Sunday night, we do the live video pick for next week's video. Now, next week we have King ISO versus Styles P. We have Styles P. Because you're just seeing this now, we're gonna let this sink in, let people get their heads around it, and we'll come Monday night at 9:30 live. Monday night, 9:30 live. Everybody on All G's React team, go over there, find out. He'll tell you in the community section or put up a video, let you know when you guys are picking your video for King ISO. We're here Monday, 9:30. We won by the skin of our teeth this week. Eminem, 40. Man, I hate to say it. Capital punishment. Big pun, 35.5. Peace.